sure. Well, speaking of the next time when we, of course, don't expect him to be on the ballot, which would be in 2028, the next presidential election, this has been quite a week for Marco Rubio. And, of course, there is this shadow campaign going on between him and JD Vance. The Vice President Vance was in Iowa. What's your assessment of how Marco Rubio's handled himself on the one hand, but also, I mean, if this is a primary for President Trump's affection, where that stands right now?
I have a somewhat contradictory view on that one, Casey. I don't actually think that Rubio is doing much to try to engage in a shadow campaign. I think whether the perception of that is there is a different issue. Clearly, there are a lot of people who would like to see Marco Rubio run. I don't know that he is among them, and I certainly don't know that his family is among them. But I still think this is, most likely the vice president's nomination to lose at the end of the day. And so whether the Secretary of State at some points has to make clear he's not doing that, I think we have a little while from then. But I think this is less of a contest between two people than people watching the two people.
Why do you say it's his to lose? What are the things that you would put on that list?
Sure, because a number of factors, but when a sitting vice president is with a figure who is, even with President Trump's popularity in his own party ticking down somewhat, he is still overwhelmingly popular among Republicans. Donald Trump is. Vance is still, an incredibly well-known figure. He is much more popular with the base than almost anyone else I can think of who would be running right now, short of a couple of people who are just outside of elected officials. And so, and I do expect there will be a lot of donor money with him. All of those give him structural advantages. Could things change? Absolutely. His fate is tied to President Trump. There's no question about that. I mean, what is going to happen in the next couple of years will impact whether JD Vance becomes president, in a theoretical 2028 election, in a general election. But in terms of the nomination, again, you never know what's exactly is going to happen, but at the moment, he still appears to be the favorite.
Yep, fair enough. All right, Maggie Haberman, always great to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Casey.